So I entitled this "Please Save Us, Mr. Monster Man." What that about? What is? Sorry. What that is about is if you own shit like this, not so much that that's a black powder pistol, or shit like this, you know, you're looked at a certain way by a lot of society. Are you not? If a cop pulls you over and found the shit that we all own in our car, we would have to at least give some sort of an answer for it. Everyone is always woo about anyone that could fucking possibly defend themselves. It's ridiculous. You all are a bunch of fucking sheep. Okay? And every time that something bad happens, all of the sheep go, "Please, Mr. Monster Man that we were just afraid of 5 minutes ago, save us from the fucking Russians." That's the shit I'm tired of. I don't have a place in your fucking society. There's lots of us that don't have a place in your society. But the second that the Ukraine gets invaded, they didn't let anyone with camouflage or military equipment outside of the country. Why? Because they deem anyone to have that shit to possibly be fight worthy. Or at least to have knowledge that makes them better in a battlefield than somebody else, and they're putting meat in the meat grinder. Okay? Like, I don't really have a problem fighting and fucking dying for what I believe in. I have a problem with being fed to a meat grinder by a government. And this is coming here. Like, there's invasions and shit headed our way. They're going to fucking start drafting people, and they're going to start fucking drafting people like you guys. And it's going to be done the same way they did in fucking Ukraine. You can't leave the country now. Selective service is in force. If anyone caught leaving the country with military equipment will be automatically fucking drafted. That kind of shit. They know who they want. Okay? They don't want to send fucking rich kids like they do. They want to send a select group of rich Democrat Republican elite to be the next senators. They want them to survive, so they'll put them someplace cushy. Everybody else, they're just gonna fucking put in the meat grinder, just like they did in Vietnam. It happens every fucking time. They don't like us. We don't like them. And like the them we don't like, I think is a very small percentage of this country. And I think the they that they, don't like is like everyone. I think almost everyone thinks like this to some extent, whether they want to admit it or not. There's some sort of fucking conservative libertarian at their heart. Like they might vote Democrat on some policies and shit because they want a social safety network and yada, 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 yada. I don't know. At the end of the day, let's see what happens when they can't feed their families. That's where this is headed. And many other things are going to happen. America is a business, and our business is projecting naval power around the world. We can come in and put fucking Marines in your fucking town and enforce the law. It's what America has been doing since the 1800s. Okay, the fucking Monroe Doctrine. If you go and read that and look into what that is, basically, President Monroe told the Europeans, there are no more colonies here. The Americas are for the Americans. And they started going in where some of these colonies had been put out. And they went in not as conquerors, but as peacemakers and helpers. Like, hey, we don't want to own your shit. We want to help you make your shit better and turn it into something at the same time that makes something for us. And this is how you get like the banana colonies and shit. And like those aren't necessarily good, but those were much, much better than anything that had been in those areas before. And like this was part of the point was like, if you would like to join the Western world, there's going to be some suffering because of where you're at. And that system has been turned into what E Honda bitches about, where there's this like drain of shit from the third world to America. I don't know. I'm kind of done with this shit. It pisses me off that we're fucking useless and can't exist anywhere. Probably going to be in the military or in a prison, one or the other, or out on the streets somewhere fucking doing drugs. Various other things. There's other choices, but like a lot of the people that are really up for the moment end up kind of fucking washed out. Like, this is why we need little old veterans homes. And they should be like, I don't know, we should take like a section of Wyoming and turn it into fucking cabins with rangers, basically. Like, have someone kind of useless in most things in life, in like their, 20s or 30s, that's there amongst them, keeps out the rough-raff, does maintenance shit. Like, that's what we should be doing with our combat veterans, in my opinion. And instead, we give them bad medical care and or put them out on the street. Like, there's other things. Like, it's not, again, that's not everyone, but that is some slice of it. And usually they're the ones that are the most fucked up in the head. This machine that you build costs people lives. And I'm sick of seeing people like Liz Cheney go, if Trump gets in the nomination, I'm going to go to the Democrats. Good, bitch. Good. Leave. Like, I fucking hate Liz Cheney. Like, I don't even like most Republicans anymore, but I really fucking hate Liz Cheney. Hate Dick Cheney. Like, Bush is like an idiot. Maybe an evil idiot, but he's an idiot. I don't really know. He seems like an idiot that likes baseball and cowboy shit, who had Dick Cheney literally come into his life and be like, we could be Sauron. Feeling cute today. Dick Cheney sucks. Liz Cheney sucks worse. I would take Dick Cheney over Liz Cheney. At least Dick Cheney gets us involved in wars in the Middle East that make us money. It's interesting to watch the collapse of the American Empire. I've been watching a lot of cowboy movies and samurai movies and shit like that, and all of those take place in a period in which an empire falls. And there's left with this kind of new frontier that is the fallen empire. That's where we're at. This is kind of in a nutshell why I'm buying homesteading gear and car camping gear, because all of it's one and the same. My plan is cut my own slice out of someplace, somewhere. Live out of a tent until I can build a cabin. Well, tent and the minivan. Like, this is half of why I talk about any of that shit. Is like, I view this a lot as the Democrats right now are stirring shit up around the world because they want to stay in power desperately. I don't see how you could view it any other way than that. And as someone who's probably going to end up fucking irradiated because of this, or fucking fighting in Mexico because of this, or one of a couple other things that probably ain't good, fuck you. Like, honestly, I think we should all sit on our fucking hands. Like, let them have their little woke military. Let them have their little, like, party of people that are gonna fucking die. When I see the current military, like, half of the reason that makes me want to go fucking apply to be an officer is they might let me. And that's scary. That's scary as fuck, but like, that would be fun. I've always wanted to lead a battalion of trannies in a glorious march of death against the Russians. Call me a weirdo. You've created a situation that interests me. Probably not. I don't know. I joke a lot about joining the FBI or the Marine Corps because like that's funny to me. It's very funny. And it's also somewhat true. Like this is the other part is like the Marine Corps part at least. Maybe not the Marine Corps. They have high standards. The army might legit take me. Like maybe warrant office or something. Like I don't know. Have me fly in some sort of drone. I'd take that. Be fun. You know, my main holdup on that is I'm pretty sure that no one in charge of us anytime in the near future is in any way any kind of good. And like I like having a soul a little bit sometimes. My soul is dark and crispy, but like I have one. Save us, Mr. Monster Man. That's how I really feel. Like everything's gonna go to shit, and then it's gonna be like, oh God, people with skills, help us. The thing that pisses me off is dealing with people in comments that want to talk shit about me or what I do or yada 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 when I actually have skills to do things and most of the people bitching at me probably don't. Like there's some of you that are like welders and shit or other trades. Okay, cool. I like you guys. I like people that aren't in those too, but like at the same time, like those people, infantrymen, few others, like there's some sections of people that are like useful animals because it's not that they're in shape. It is that they are used to doing a lot of labor all the time. Okay, they have endurance. They don't have show muscles. Like this is another thing, is most of these people don't look muscly. If you saw one of my uncles, you wouldn't think he was fucking strong at all. And his like beer belly, he can flex it. It's crazy. I saw it the other night. I was like, Jesus fucking Christ. He hauls fire extinguishers for a living. Does a lot of other shit too. He's a cool dude. And this is where like I want to start blacksmithing again. But to be honest, like the entire time I wasn't on hormones, I didn't swing a hammer at all because my goal was to have my arms look thinner. And like thanks to fucking estrogen, that's finally accomplished. That'll be fun to try to blacksmith now. I have to relearn how to do everything. I don't really have that much of an interest in doing it other than making a knife out of a German file I have. And the only reason I haven't done that is because I really don't want to go fill a propane tank. And that will kill a propane tank. Not making the knife, but like that'll open it and then I'll have the forge on and I'll start playing. And I'll play with the rest of that tank. I don't want to do that right now. Yeah, the other thing is I actually need some like sanding belts and shit to do that too. I guess the point of this is you should focus not on like going to the gym necessarily, but like on carrying heavy shit all day, every day. It kills me to see people with show muscles that can't blacksmith. I've seen that many times. Like it's one of those things that not everyone with good looking muscles or whatever is that, but like there's definitely people that like they're all bodybuilders. That's the people that I've run into is bodybuilders that thought blacksmithing was cool and wanted to try it while fucking me. It's an interesting world. We're all like attracted to our opposites or whatever. They like chubby chicks apparently. Like I don't know what that's about. I just enjoy. Story time. The last long distance relationship I had. I will find his picture. I favorited it because I'm probably gonna tell this on fucking stage someday. Where are my fucking favorites? I'm not gonna show his face pic, but that is his body pic. And the thing that ended our relationship was he came to Tulsa, and while we were doing things or whatever, he pulled out a diaper and wanted me to diaper him. So I now refer to him as Diaper Boy. We broke up. And ladies watching, I seriously thought about it for about 5 minutes. He was really hot and tall. That's half the thing. Like the reason I was interested in the long distance thing at all, and we ended up meeting at all, is like he was tall and hot and hung, and just like when you're like perfect and think I'm just adorable. Well, all right, yeah, I'm not gonna diaper you. We don't do that, honey. Jesus Christ. Like I hate to be that way, but like that's some weird shit. And like that's half of the thing that kills most relationships with men with me is eventually we get to that's some weird shit. Um, you know, I get that I'm kind of a weirdo, but at the same time, that's just its own kind of special fun, isn't it? Well, that was a good note for the end of Save Us, Mr. Monster Man. You know? Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. I hope you're enjoying the videos. I'm enjoying doing these, especially with the camera on, even when I feel like doing it. I still do them off sometimes because I don't like having to pay attention to this. And you'll find that I like sit here and talk like this to you, and I don't like the way that looks really, but like that's what I'm doing. It's not normal to like stare at the camera and, you know, hi boys, how you doing? That's not normal behavior. No one behaves that way normally. There's so much shit on YouTube that's like, that's not how people are. It pisses me off. It's this over sensationalized whatever. I tried doing some of that over the last few weeks, and people think I'm crazy. Maybe I am. Maybe you're all crazy. Maybe anyone who still fucking participates in American society is crazy based on what's going on. See you guys later.